Hello friends, welcome to Dr.RAjeshverma's YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be discussing the types of attention. Along with the types, we'll be focusing on the important two aspects of attention, that is meaning and definition. Now let us start with first, what's the meaning of attention? The efforts required to assemble the cognitive faculties in response of sensory or psychological inputs. So this is a very important point here. The efforts that are required to coordinate or assemble your cognitive faculties. What are the cognitive faculties? Means your cognitive resources. Suppose you get some information through your sensory organs or your some psychological inputs. So what are the psychological inputs? Your thought process. You are thinking about something else. So these that comes can be considered as a psychological input. So and what sensory information? That information travels through sense organs to your brain are known as sensory inputs. So due to this or by virtue of these two, your brain has to coordinate and assemble your cognitive resources. One point here I want to make it clear is that the image is just representational image. It is not that your brain is in this shape. I have just shown you how these your cognitive faculties are assembled. Means all cognitive faculties they work together in a coordinating fashion this way and they produce meaningful outcome of the information that has either you received from your sensory organs or from your psychological setup. So this is the meaning of attention. In simple words, attention is voluntary or involuntary attending to the external or internal stimuli. There are four important or technical words here in this meaning, that is voluntary or involuntary. Voluntary means with your intention you are attending to some stimuli, whereas involuntary means you are not interested to but you are forced to, or you are not, in simple terms you are forced to attend to some stimuli. There is certain situations arrive where we are forced to attend to some stimuli where we are not voluntarily attending that. Then comes your external as well as internal stimuli. External stimuli means the stimuli which has been outside your body, which is found in your external immediate environment, whereas internal stimuli means the stimuli that emanates from your body, that is come out from your inside your body. So these are the four technical terms here, that is voluntary as well as involuntary and external or internal stimuli. So once again I read out for you in simple terms, attention means a voluntary or involuntary voluntarily attending to the external or internal stimuli. Now let us define it. As per the NCERT, the process through which certain stimuli are selected from a group of others is generally referred to as attention. Take a simple example here. Suppose you are roaming in market, or suppose you are sitting at your home, at your room, study room. In your study room, you find various type of objects are kept there, various wall hangings, your television set, your table, chair, your bed, and everything else you will find there. But at the same time, you are not attending to the all stimuli. Rather, you are just picking up few specific stimuli, not just picking up, you are focusing your attention to the particular one or two, three stimuli, and that is the point where we call it as attention. Means out of a set of stimuli, we are just focusing on certain specific stimuli, that is known as your attention. The second definition as given by the APA, American Psychological Association, this definition considers attention as a state, whereas NCERT definition considers attention as a process. So what this APA definition of attention says, a state in which cognitive resources are focused on certain aspects of the environment rather than on others, and the central nervous system is in a state of readiness to respond to stimuli. So, two, three major differences between the NCERT and APA definition, whereas NCERT calls attention as a process, whereas APA calls attention as a state. NCRT calls the information generating items as a stimuli, whereas APA calls them as a certain aspects of the environment. And APA considers central nervous system is a important part that can explain the attention. What they want to say is, but the moment you respond to, or the moment you face some stimuli that may be external as well as internal, your central nervous system is in preparedness state or readiness state to respond to that stimuli. So this whole process or this whole state is known as attention. So briefly, if someone asks you to define attention or what is the outcome of these two definitions, is just I have summarized these two definitions in simple words. In essence, attention is the state of awareness centered toward the specific stimuli. Here I have added one more word, is awareness. Means that till that time you are aware, you won't be attending to a simple any stimuli. Let it be your internal as well as external. Means awareness is a very important component that leads to attention. So dear friends, these were the meaning and definition of attention. Now let us focus on the attention types, or I'll call upon you to attend on the attention types. Means I am seeking your attention to study the attention types. The attentions are mainly of four types. The first one is sustained attention. Second one you call it as a selective attention. Third one is a divided attention. And fourth one is a alternating attention. These are the four major type of attention: sustained, selective, attention, and alternating. Let us briefly describe each attention type. So let us start with the sustained attention. The mental capacity or your cognitive capacity to remain focused on a stimuli for longer duration is called sustained attention. It means you are focused on a stimuli for longer period. For example, when you watch a movie, when you dance on a DJ floor, when you read a book, or when you listen to a lecture, or someone is cooking a very tasty dish, or you find painters, they are engrossed in the painting. So these are the examples where we can see what is the sustained attention. Though it's a very bit difficult for the students to maintain their attention while reading a book. But yes, there are various students, they have the capacity to maintain their focus on a book for larger period, for longer period. It is also referred as a span of attention. Means there is a one sometimes you can find various types of questions, objective questions in various type of examinations. That which type of attention is also referred to as a sustained attention. So your answer should be span of attention is also referred to as sustained attention. What is span of attention? The ability to remain focused on more than one stimulus at a time. Simultaneously, when you attend more than one stimuli, that is your span of attention. Suppose if you can attend to the three stimuli at the same time, this means your span of attention is free. So we have tacitoscope to measure the span of attention. So now the question arises, can this sustained attention be improved? Yes, you are right. Yes, the duration and quality of attention can be improved with regular practice, or we can call it a sustained practice. If you practice regularly, this particular type of attention can be improved along with its duration. The second type of attention is the selective attention. The word itself is explanatory, selective. It can also be referred to as a focused or intentional attention, means voluntary attention. It means selecting or focusing on one stimulus from the group of stimuli. Means there is a group of stimuli, you have to select out of that only one. So that is known as your selective attention. The stimuli that are perceived to be irrelevant are screened out or rejected because they are expected to interfere with the attention process. For example, when you are going to a party, you find various type of dishes displayed in front of you. Out of that, you are going to select one or two. At one time, you are going to select only one because that, depending upon your taste, depending upon your interest, depending upon how you are aware about your health, or sorry, you can say how you are conscious about your health. So depending on these factors and other factors too, you select only one dish and reject all others. Here, rejection means you just throw away. It doesn't mean that you throw away. Rejection means you are not paying attention to that surrounding stimuli. Because if you try to focus on others, they may interfere with the attention process. So, dear friends, but selective attention is a very important one for your daily living. You always go for selection and you have to make various type of decisions. And let it be whether you are getting ready for the college, you are preparing for your examinations, or you are selecting a dish for your meeting your biological need of hunger. For example, you are in a big party where lots of DJ flow, people are dancing on the DJ floor, lots of commotion there. Out of that, and you are dressed well, if someone says, see, this girl is looking so beautiful, and see her dress, so decent dress, and so you can say a sober makeup, the moment they use your name, they utter your name, your attention shift to that, because at that moment all the commotion that is happening around you, you out of that various types of stimuli, you just pick up one stimuli that is interesting to you, means you are selecting one stimuli. So this is known as selective attention. Next comes the divided attention, the ability to keep focus on more than one stimulus or one stimuli or even simultaneously. This is known as divided attention. Means at the same time you are trying to focus more than one stimuli. Yes, I'll give example to that also. The cognitive resources which are required for attention are divided because your cognitive resources are limited as far as attention is concerned or processing of information is concerned. Why it is divided? To maintain focus on multiple stimuli at the same time. To main, it can be expressed through engaging in multitasking. So nowadays in popular media, you are reading this word multitasking. What is multitasking? In psychological terms, multitasking means focusing your attention on more than one stimuli simultaneously. Means doing one or two tasks simultaneously. For example, while driving, most of the people, most of the drivers, they switch on the music. So they listen music as well as drive. This is multitasking. Divided attention can also be improved through sustained practice. This means this type of attention is also liable to be or prone to improvement. So you can enhance your ability of multitasking by continuous and consciously practicing. However, various research studies suggest that it is not feasible to maintain our attention on more than one object simultaneously. So this is a very contradictory point as far as divided attention is concerned. But research proves that. This is the beauty of the science. What is the science itself first proposes a thing or a theory, and after few times it rejects it or improves it. That is the only beauty of science. Similar is the case with here. Someone calls some psychologist, some behavioral scientist, classify attention as a third part, that is divided attention. With various studies, they refute this claim. They say it's almost impossible to focus, to maintain your focus or your attention on more than one stimuli simultaneously. What actually happening is in divided attention is the only thing is that attention shifts task or on events or stimulus very rapidly, where we feel that we are attending to various stimuli. As in the case of movies, see, in movies, it's we are not just seeing that people are moving on the screen. In fact, that pictures are moving at a rapid rate, means the moving at the rate of 16 pictures in one frame. If pictures move with that speed, you'll observe that event is moving or the individual is moving. Means your attention is shifting between the stimuli very rapidly. That is, some studies prove that. However, you must know there is a third type of attention that is known as divided attention. Last and the fourth type of attention, alternating attention. Name also self-explanatory. The ability to shift or switch concentration or focus among various stimuli simultaneously. So there is a thin line between divided attention and alternating attention. Divided attention means you are simultaneously focusing your attention on more than one stimuli. Whereas alternating attention means you are shifting your focus or concentration among various stimuli. Means first you are shifting here, then second one, then third one, then again changing, alternating. So this is alternating attention. Alternating attention expresses the degree of flexibility in cognitive resources. So it's a very important thing here. We can say that your cognitive resources or cognitive faculties are flexible enough because they shift from one stimuli to other stimuli in a rapid rate and they adjust to that. So it's a very interesting thing about the your cognitive resources. And this type of attention is most commonly found in salespersons who deal with multiple customers at the same time. So whenever you go to the market, when the across the globe there is a lockdown, almost in all countries, those who are facing with COVID-19 pandemic, after the this lockdown is lifted up or the pandemic is over, we are hoping for the best. Sooner it will happen. That time when you go to the market, you will observe that when you go to the shop, you will find that four or five people customer are standing on the counter, and that one or two salesmen are standing there behind the counter. Someone is asking, kindly pack up for me, kindly made my bill, kindly show me that item. So at that time, that salesperson has to attend to all customers and to attend to their needs. So that ability is known as alternating attention because they had developed this capacity over time with practice and with patience. So dear friends, these are the four type of attentions. You know, sustained attention, selective attention, divided attention, and alternating attention. Apart from these four types of attention, various books and various manuals describe the following attention types also. I'm not going to discuss the attention types in deeper because they are almost similar to each other. Primary attention. Second one is effortless attention. Effortless attention means volunteer attention. Intentionally you are attending to something, that is your effortless, means there is no effort required. Primary attention means you are attending to some focus primarily on one stimuli. The third one is external attention, means you are attending to the stimuli that is external, means stimuli that is emanating from the your immediate environment. Then comes the internal attention, attending to your internal stimuli. Then fifth one is involuntary attention, attending to some stimuli or event or some sound or visual images involuntarily, or you are forced to attend to that. That is comes under the heading of involuntary attention. Next one is post voluntary attention, means you are attending to some stimuli, but now your that intention has, now you are not intended to attend to that stimuli, but still you are forced to attend to the stimuli. That is known as post voluntary attention. Similarly the case here, when you some attending to some stimuli and someone has removed that, still you maintain your focus on that stimuli. That also comes under the post-voluntary attention. Secondary attention means you are maintaining your attention on particular event for longer period, or that is comes under the secondary attention. These are the some brief word I am just talking to you. Spatial attention. So what is spatial attention means? Spatial means the attending to the relation between various objects, and when they are in space, how two things are kept apart, there is a space between them. So if you are maintaining that type of attention, that comes under the spatial attention. Next comes the visual attention, attending to the visual stimuli comes under this heading. And finally, auditory attention means attending to the auditory stimuli, sound, various type of sound, that comes under the auditory attentions. So dear friends, these are the types of attention, and they are my references. You can cross check them, you can study them if you want a little bit know more, and various books also I refer to them. I tried to uh, give you that references in future videos too. So next thing we are going to discuss is, can you guess? Yes, it is Introduction to Psychophysics, one of the most important and scientific domain of psychology, that is psychophysics. We are going to discuss with you the nitty and gritty of psychophysics in the next video. My dear friend, by the time, how you felt, what about my contents, my explanation, and any other thing you want to know, just you can write me in my comment box. I always eager to know your comments, whether it may be your critical comments or some appreciative one, because both type of comments are important for me. And if you like this video, share with your friends, and if you dislike it, share with me. I'm always ready to attend to your comments. Once again, thanks for watching this video.